Taking a walk back. I just come back from the gym. It's about 23:30. It's like 11:30 at night, and I'm gonna go to bed as soon as I go home. Actually, no, I'm gonna cook a meal. Fuck yeah, and I'm gonna fucking sleep till 7. I'm not gonna pretend like I love my sleep. I'm not gonna pretend like I'm gonna wake up at like 6. It's a late night. I'm gonna probably go to bed at like 12:30. But the point of the video and what I want to kind of film is, you know, essentially, fuck rock bottom, and it can always get worse. And I'm coming at this not from a victim mentality, but simply I have 3 objectives filming this, more or less. The first is that, 1, I want to be better articulate. Better articulate? I want to know how to articulate my stories better, because I don't talk about these with people, and I want to know how to say these stories. Number 2 is I used to care about people's opinions a very lot. Now I really don't. Like, from the bottom of my heart, I really don't. And like stoicism, it takes daily reminders to not care. So essentially, if I film this video of me putting myself out there and telling my really, my fucked up shit, then I'm essentially subjecting myself to forever criticism, which is exactly what I want. Because when things are on the internet, they're on there forever. So essentially, if someone wants to be a hater, if someone wants to comment, if someone wants to say a comment, even if it's a good comment about something that I share, then that's good. That's great. That's perfect, you know? But essentially, it's like permanently putting myself out there, which is like a permanent statement that I do not care of others' opinions, okay? And the third reason is essentially, I mean, fuck, man, if someone else is going through some fucked up shit, like, reach out to me. If you don't reach out to me, then I hope that one day some of my videos get to reach people that are in pretty low spots, and they fucking realize that, hey man, it's not that bad. 10 years from now, I'm probably gonna be sipping on champagne, just chilling in a jacuzzi, thinking about, God, you remember that fucked up shit that happened? And that's the kind of place I'd love to get other people to, you know? So, dude, I'm just gonna honestly speed run this shit. And if I'm gonna talk about like really good storytelling later, I'll do that, okay? I think I have a couple funny stories. This might be like a 30-minute video. I'm gonna be completely candid. I don't know yet, but it depends on how many stories I wanna tell. If I talk about stories, oh, I got good fucking stories. But honestly, even the bad memories are just so fucking good, right? But again, it's just fuck rock bottom. Fuck rock bottom. I wanted to hit rock bottom. I wanted to hit it. I wanted to hit it very bad, you know? And I'm gonna give you a spoiler. The spoiler was when I was in fucking AA, someone told me, hey man, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, what do you mean? You know? And I told them like in AA, I was saying like, hey man, I'm trying to reach rock bottom. They said, well, kind of unapologetic. They were kind of ambivalent. They didn't really, they cared, but they, you know, they had the voice. They didn't care. Well, if you continue this way, you're gonna die. Okay, you're gonna fucking get killed. You're gonna kill yourself, or you're gonna kill yourself literally, or you're gonna go crazy, and you're never gonna really find rock bottom. And I'm like, huh, fuck. Just the way they said it, I was like, they end up saying this right after. You could choose right now. This can be your rock bottom. And that's essentially the whole message that I want to give this video. You could choose right now, wherever you're at, to stop subjecting yourself to pain, to stop giving a fuck, to stop, you know, torturing yourself. Because there are some people that are like that. They just are addicted to the pain. They're just addicted to being in the foxhole. They just, you know, like me, I have to have chaos in my life. I know that. I knew that. I have to have chaos. And a lot of people say that, and they think that they're cool. It's like one of those sayings that people say, and they think that they sound cool when they say it. Like, you know, I can't ask for help. Like, I actually could not ask for help. I actually could not ever ask for help. And that is a skill set. I'm calling it a fucking skill set that I'm working on. So, yeah, there are people out there like me that actually just consistently need to be in a state of chaos, unsureness, not knowing where the next meal is coming from, not having a stable place to living, and having toxic friendships, you know, just really understanding that you need to change that. And a good book I read recently about that actually was it's by Dan Martell. Shout out to Dan Martell. That's a fucking good book. Oh god, I wish, you know, it would really help if I remember the fucking name of the book. Fuck. All right, I think it's called Buy Back Your Time. I read it 2 months ago. Really good book. But essentially, I'm just going to talk about my experiences, my bad experiences in the Navy, and it goes along the philosophy that when it rains, it pours. So, yeah, man, when it rains, it pours sometimes. Ironic, it's fucking raining. Don't do it. Don't pour. But what? All right. So I left the Navy like actually very happy. I left the Navy very, very, very happy. I went from 300 pounds to 180 pounds, and I did it within about like 6 months, 6 to 12 months. And that's part of the reason that some people might shit on me for saying this. Again, I don't give a fuck. This is why I have like no sympathy for fat people. I don't fucking have any sympathy for obese people. People could say, oh, they're hurt. They're hurting inside. I don't fuck. Deal with it. Put down the fucking fork. All right. So when I lost all that weight, though, I guess the fatties got the last laugh because my fucking tendons couldn't take it. Because through losing all that weight, I was probably eating like 300, 400 calories a day, and that's probably me exaggerating. And I was just running, fucking, you know, shin splints and shin stress fractures were just like my best friend. Love that shit. And whenever my shins got to the point where like I couldn't stand up straight, I would just hit the pool. and when my shins felt a little bit better, I ran again. And whenever they couldn't, you know, go again, I would just hit the bike. If I got tired of the pool, I would just hit the bike. You know, worst case scenario, I got pretty good at the rower, and that little weird ski thing at the gym. But yeah, no. So I went to the Navy. I had dreams of doing the hardest thing possible, which was I wanted to be a Navy SEAL. That's all I wanted to do. So I looked forward to. And yeah, no, my tendons couldn't take it. Had a rotator cuff tear, AC joint separation, chest tear, back tear, meniscus tear, and femur stress fracture. And my shit was all fucked up, and I had to choose to heal one ligament at a time. And that's a big boy choice right there. Saying, okay, what's the most fucked up? It's like, all right, my leg. Let's heal my leg first, then I'll heal my arm. I have to walk in this crutch. Every time I walk in this crutch, my rotator cuff grips a little bit more. But I'll put a little pressure on my leg, which is filled with edema. And then through that, my leg will heal. Because my leg is like a big fucking, it looks like a big Walmart lady cankle. Which I think is fucking hilarious. I still have pictures of it. So yeah, my leg was filled with edema, and I had to live on like the 3rd floor, I think it was, and of this building, and I had to take the stairs because there's no elevators, and no one was willing to change rooms with me, and I was willing to accept that, you know. It's because I was weak, and I got everything. Okay. And I wasn't willing to like stand up for myself, even when it was blatantly obvious I should. I had a problem with standing up for myself when it was blatantly obvious I was in the right. Like, public announcement, hey, we got a guy on fucking crutches, and he's fucked up. Can anybody here switch rooms? No one did that. Everybody was so fucking selfish from my experience in the Navy. So fucking selfish, such fucking pricks, you know. And that was my personal experience. And I'm not saying the whole military was like that. I'm just saying that's just my experience. And I had other injuries too, like I broke my toe because I was running and I kicked this fucking brick really hard and I broke my fucking toe. I drowned in a pool, and one of my close friends resuscitated me, and what else? Just, you know, like dumb little injuries here and there. And then what ended up happening was, yeah, I left my home. I had this little girl who kept coming over to our house, and she was kind of like my daughter. We had a dog. I had a wife, and she moved in with me, and you know, it was a big happy fucking family, and my parents were together, and my sister was happy, and you know, all this stuff. Oh, this is actually kind of nice. I'm kind of digging it. Oh, fuck me. Oh, that feels good. Fuck you, don't look at me, bitch. People walking by on the walls. Who's this guy sitting in the rain? Oh. Whew. So yeah, that happened. All the injuries happened, and on top of that, what ended up happening was, I think the dog was getting walked by somebody, I don't even know who. And then the dog ended up breaking through a screen door that apparently I fucking broke, and they throw that in my face. But someone let the dog go when they were walking when I was in boot camp, and the dog ended up, I think, biting somebody or eating somebody. I don't fucking remember. But dog went bye-bye after that, which sucks because that was my fucking pit bull. It was my fucking pity. All right. And his name was Thanos, and that fucking guy would not. It wouldn't hurt a human. It would not hurt a human being. But oh, that thing would fucking kill a dog. I think that's what it did. And then, top of that stuff, my grandfather ended up dying, and I actually have him right here. So that ended up happening. I think this all happened within 3 months. My cat ended up dying. My parents ended up divorcing, and they actually there was some fucked up shit that ended up happening. Some violent stuff. I'm not ready to talk about that on a video yet. That's gonna be one of those things that only my close friends will know for now. On top of that, it was just like I did all this shit. Yeah, I did all this shit for a woman, and then it's like, yeah, I realize, like, I'm dating this woman for like 4 fucking years. You know, we moved in together, all right, and then you know, I'm not really gonna fucking build things up. I'll do storytelling in other videos. This is not really a storytelling video. This is a get to the point video. Maybe a couple stories in it. The wife ended up cheating on me, and she cheated on me when I was in a wheelchair, and she cheated on me with my best friend, and then they ended up actually bragging to me and to our mutual friends that they were both having threesomes. Okay, you gotta realize, I got my SEAL contract then taken away because I was so fucked up that I couldn't continue. It was a medical drop, and then they ended up losing my medical records that they dropped me for. Go figure. And yeah, like all that ugly, it was just kind of gross, just like what she kind of did. Now I think about it, it's like, ew, you know. But back then, I had a mental fucking breakdown, and I don't know if a lot of people know what a mental breakdown is, but I had like an actual physical, like, mental breakdown. I had 2 of them, and I never was one of those people that was, I never was like, oh my god, I'm gonna fucking kill myself. It only happened one time I ever wanted to kill myself, and it was like for a split 3 minutes, and it was kind of like, all right, we're just gonna do it. Like, I'm not gonna be a talker, I'm gonna go fucking do it. And it was when I was home for Christmas, and I found out she fucking ended up cheating on me on Christmas Day when I came home from the military. This was during COVID, and we couldn't go off base. We didn't have anything, and that was the first thing I came home to. First thing I saw, first thing I knew. I didn't see him. If I saw him, I would have fucking lost my poopy, lost my fucking shit. Oh! But yeah, over Christmas break, I ended up. It was such a weird thing. I'm gonna talk about this in detail one day, but it was such a weird thing where, like, we still sort of like cuddled each other and shit, and I was just in full beta mode. You gotta realize, like, the shit that, like, all the shit I just noted, like the dog, the grandpa, the fucking, the injuries, I lost the contract, and you gotta realize that I went from 300 pounds to 180 pounds. So that was that's a big. It takes a lot of mental fortitude to go from that amount of weight. That's a lot of suffering, and that was the only thing I was looking forward to, was that one thing, the SEAL thing, and then I lost it. So then the only thing I ended up caring about was this woman, and that's just kind of how men are. When you're in the military, you put a woman on a pedestal, and I did that big time. As soon as I lost that contract, she was the only thing I ever thought about. Talked to her every day, all day. And so, yeah, it just got to the point where like I was like a zombie over Christmas break, just like I was like just truly like you could touch me, and I wasn't there. I wasn't there mentally, and I ended up, we were in her house, and she left to go hang out with him, and she took those 2 weeks off of Christmas break from me, but she then changed her mind and like saw him, and it was that point I was like, all right, I'm gonna chill in this house. And I went upstairs and I saw like our marriage certificate on the wall, and I was like, well, I'm gonna kill myself. And I just sort of was like planning it, and I was like, all right, I think I'll do a knife. I don't know, maybe if I slice my throat like really hard, I'll go out like a Viking. I was kind of thinking like that. If I just go like really fucking hard, jam it in, and just saw my throat, because I know I'd have the balls for that. I know I could do that. And then I was like, you know, maybe I could hang myself, and how could I do that, right? I'm not suicidal. It's just like a thought for like about 5 minutes. Not even. It was probably like 3 minutes. But you gotta realize I was gonna do it. But in those 3 minutes, my friend ended up calling me. I'll say her name. It was Tara. Tara is like one of my best friends, and back then she was just like a coworker. She was literally calling me to say, "Hey, I heard you're back in town." That's all she said. She's like, "Hey, I heard you're back in town," and I said, "I'm gonna kill myself." And she's like, "Whoa, what?" And she like drove over and fucking. She's like, "Don't move. Where are you?" And I was like, "Here, this place." And she like came and grabbed me, and we got like dinner. Went to a diner. She told my father, because she was friends with my father. My father came down and grabbed me, and but yeah, you know, I'm not gonna go into these stories now. There's a lot more of these stories, which is actually pretty fucking gangster. There's some pretty fucking cool shit that happened. I think it's a pretty good story, but yeah, no, it's like I had a mental breakdown before, I had a mental breakdown after, and you know, obviously when I went back, this was in the middle of COVID, so we were on the base, and there was 2 weeks of quarantine, so I was stuck in this fucking this building for 2 weeks. 2 weeks, just stuck. After all that, my family did not want to let me go. They're like, "Oh my god, this is like the ultimate tribulation trial. You know, we gotta let you go. Gotta let you fucking figure this out. Like, this is the worst time for us to let you go. After what we just saw you fucking do and try to do and all this shit." And yeah, I went back, and I didn't put my shirt on for 2 weeks, and I think it was like new. My friends were actually noting it. They was like, "Dude, you put your shirt on. It's fucking great. It's a fucking miracle." And there was this one kid. This is one of those stories I'll go on a little semi-tangent for like 1 second and talk about. I know the purpose of this video is to basically say, don't go for rock bottom. But this kid, his name was Limon, and I actually became good friends with him later. So it was about New Year's, okay? And I came back for New Year's, and I was like, all right, I'm not gonna kill myself, but I just wanted to cut myself. I was like, let's try this out. Let's try this new hobby out. Let's see, look at a little slicey slice in there. And I had a big old K-bar knife, and I let someone borrow it, and they gave it back to me, and I looked in it and it had a bunch of like divots in it and shit, like triangles, and like the fucking thing, like it was like it couldn't cut shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? So you gotta realize I'm angry. There's a lot of emotion going on. All right, like from like what kind of emotions do you go through when you're thinking like that? I don't know, is that like sadness and anger and whatnot? And all that turned into anger towards someone else real fucking quick. And I went to this guy's room, so I gave it to this one guy. He was my friend. He was
He's really not my friend anymore. I actually fucking hate him. I hate him with fucking passion. And that's another story. But the point is, he gave this knife to Lamone. I gave my knife to this guy to cook steaks. And he gave this knife to Lamone. And Lamone is a fucking retard. Okay? Good kid. Good guy. But he's a fucking retard. Everybody knows he's a fucking retard. And when I say that, he even knows it. He's like, yeah, man. You know? So, all love. And this fucking guy, I said, I gave you the knife. And you gave Lamone the fucking knife. Why? What the fuck is wrong with you? And then Lamone's like, no, I got you. I actually just used it, and he showed me a video. He's like, this is me, like, I opened a can with it. Can of beans. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? It's like a brand new sharp knife. Like, I sharpened it personally. I love, like, knives and shit. And, then he's like whacking the fucking can with the knife, and I'm like, you fucking retard. And then he's like, dude, I got you, all right? And he took the knife from me, and he's like, all right, I got you, all right, watch this, I'm gonna sharpen it. And he took the knife, and there was a brick wall, and he took the brick wall, and he took my knife, and he went like, and he thought he was sharpening it, and at that moment, I fucking lost it. And I just fucking slapped the knife out of his hand, grabbed him by his fucking throat, tossed him to the ground, and I was like, it was at that moment, I was like, am I gonna beat the shit out of this guy? I was like, no, I can't. And then I ended up actually, it was pretty fucking funny. I was like, okay, I can't beat the shit out of him, so I'm just gonna embarrass him. So I just stripped him fucking naked. I just pulled off his fucking shirt, and pulled off his fucking shoes and like his fucking jeans, and then just like left him there in shame. I didn't know what to do, so I just did that. There's a lot of funny shit going on here, right? So yeah, this ended up happening, and then it's so funny because we're friends now, because his wife was cheating on him too, so he was going through some shit. He was just a smaller guy, that's all, and he was smoking a lot of weed in the military, smoking a lot of drugs, and I knew his fucking dealers and all that shit, and just a lot of people I had to fucking hurt. What happened next? So then yeah, I just started wanting to I just wanted to like fight people all the time, and I was like just getting in fights, It was that type of stuff. It was like it's pretty funny. It's like, I think it's fucking funny. It gets fucked up, but just the type of things when you're in a bar and someone's like, how are you? You're like, did you say fuck you to me? And I'm like, no, I said hi. And bam, I already hit him. It's like, oh my God, like, you know, I was a monster. I was just not a good person. And then I started drinking really bad. And then I was trying to do like a race to the bottom, you know. And then eventually, good old Rod the Revelator got fucking caught by Johnny fucking Law, and I got arrested 3 times in one row. And eventually I went to I don't know if it was prison or jail or wherever the fuck I went to, but I did a few months, and that was while I was in the Navy, so it was Navy fucking jail. I was in the fucking gulag, you know, because for assault on 3 people fucking pressed charges on me, and you know, I'm glad I got punished. I'm really happy, because I needed somebody to just like sit me down and be like, yo, like, what the fuck, bud? But everybody, the military is they're saying is the beatings will continue until morale improves. So nobody's gonna like sit you down. And eventually there was people that sat me down and were like, let's figure this out. Like, what's going on with you? But everybody was like, hey, fuck you, piece of shit. And I was used to that for like 2 years straight, and I didn't care about my life. I just wanted to fight people. So I just talked back. I mean, like, I spit in Chief's fucking faces. It got to the point where like I spit in the fucking Chief's face. Or did I? I don't know what I could say. Nah, I don't give a fuck. But then, you know, and there was like petty officers. Like I remember when I was in the jail, and like doing the thing, there was like petty officers that came up to me and they were like fucking with me, and I was like, you know, fucking take that crow off right now, because otherwise I'm gonna fucking jaw you. Oh my god, it was so funny. I put so many people, like second classes and first classes and third classes, in their fucking place. I put so many of these little guys because people join the military just to be like have power. So all these little people, they were so surprised when they're talking to an E3. I got demoted to an E2, and like they're just didn't give a fuck, dog, and they're just coming to shit on me. And I'm like, all right, let's play, you know. So yeah, eventually though, while I was in that little jail fucking thing, while I was in jail, they put me in DAPA, right? Because the third time I was arrested, they told me about DAPA. I was fucking intoxicated. I was fucked up in a car, and you know, it's funny. The policeman came to my room, the MAs, and I had like no shoes on. I had no shirt on, and I think I had my NSU pants on. I actually took a video of me, a picture of me vomiting in the toilet. I was like, oof, because I did a lot of crazy shit that day. A lot of crazy shit the day I got arrested. It wasn't just the assaults. It was probably like a lot of other shit I did. So it's funny. The cops knocked on the door, bop bop bop, and I'm like, fucking what could it be? What do you want? It is like 1 a.m. And then they open it up and they just boom, just ambush me, just fucking shove me to the wall, and just put the cuffs on me. And luckily they were actually nice enough. I think they put a couple sandals on me. Like I had no shoes on, so they put like, so I'm walking out in like NSU bottoms and like sandals and like no shirt, and put me in a cop car in the back of the MA car. And I'm like, oh my god, what the fuck is this shit? This is hilarious, you know. But I don't know, dude. I really did laugh at a lot of this shit. I laugh at it now. But yeah, when I went in there, I ended up doing DAPA. DAPA was the thing that turned my life around. That was the thing where like people really questioned things. That was the first time I probably cried in a long time. Dude, I think I cried like day one of the therapy. I cried day one. That was like we're sitting in a circle and everybody's like talking about their shit, and they're reading like these rules, and they're saying like, all right, if you know, these are all the rules. You will not judge. You will not do this. If anybody's crying, don't pass them a tissue, because if you pass someone a tissue when they cry, then that means that you're uncomfortable with their feelings, like all this type of stuff. And I'm like, oh, I never thought about it like that. But I'm like, yo, what are you guys fucking talking about? Like, I feel like I'm preparing for an MA fight. Like, make sure you stretch, make sure you get ready to get bloody. It's like, they're like, just wait. And just wait, I did. And as soon as like I heard everybody shared, first guy started. He's like, when I was touched as a child, and you know, when I was fucking molested, and they did this shit to me, and they fucking stuck shit in my ass and fucked my mouth, and I'm like, oh my god, what the fuck, dude? You weren't kidding. And then it kept going like that. It kept going like that around the circle of sexual abuse. And bravo to him. I love that guy to pieces who shared that fucking story. That guy's an inspiration to me. Me and him are close friends. I really like him. Close friend of mine, good person. Not going to say who it is. Obviously, I'll never fucking say who it is. But yeah, game my turn. I fucking spoke. I started crying, and then I kept like doing dumb shit, and eventually, like, it took someone to say to me, "Hey, man, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "What do you mean? Like, what are you doing?" I'm like, "What do you fucking mean? What am I doing? Why are you doing all this fucking dumb shit? Why are you continuously choosing to fucking fight people and break the rules and just completely not follow orders?" And I'm like, I don't know. I think I'm looking for rock bottom. Was eventually what we came to. They're like, okay, what do you think is gonna happen when you reach rock bottom? It's like, well, get better. So what does rock bottom look like for you? I didn't know. And then eventually they sat me down and they said, rock bottom is whenever you choose it to be rock bottom. Now that hit me. That did hit me. And it was like, you could choose right now, right here, this minute, for this to be your rock bottom. This could be your rock bottom. And then you can grow. Then you can choose life. You can choose to be better. All right. And the people there were just very, very kind, and they showed me a different light of the world. And essentially, what it's saying is that things can always get worse. Things can always get worse. And fuck rock bottom, man. If you're one of those people that was like me and you decided you're like, I need to really fucking fuck up. Really need to fuck up to get better. You don't need to. You really can just choose right now. If there's something in the back of your mind that's thinking, I'm trying to think of what anybody could think when I say this. Any objections? I'm trying to think of objections. But you have such a cool story. No, I don't. This is not a cool story. This is a fucking... well, I'm not even gonna lie. This is a pretty cool story. Fuck you, but it's just a lot of embarrassment, and it's a lot of time wasted that I could have spent being productive. I could have spent reading books. When I was in jail, I read a lot of books. I read like all day, every day, all day, every day. Snuck my books to the galley. I put them up my shirt. I was reading in the galley. I was reading in the galley. I was reading when I was reading in my bed. I was reading on the shitter. I was reading fucking everywhere. I was reading. I read like probably like 20 books. All right, minimum. There's a lot of books. All right, it was a good stack. It was all sales books, $1 Million Offers, What It Takes by Stephen Schwartz. Meaning of Life. Viktor Frankl. Champ? Forgot. You do need to have trials and tribulations, but your trials and tribulations should be joining the military. It should be putting yourself, losing a lot of weight, being a better person. Your trial and tribulation should be, can I handle a fucking dog? I don't know. It's not what I did. So to wrap this up, when I do a 1 hour fucking interview one day, I'll go over all the story, and it'll be a really nice story, and there'll be a lot of detail, and it'll be a very, very fucking, very interesting story. But the essence of my message is simply, fuck rock bottom. Go ahead and choose today to better yourself, to reach out, to ask for help. Okay. And asking for help is along the same. It's the same muscle that I had to train for saying no. If someone says like, "Hey man, come on man, like just grab a drink," fuck you, no. No. Like, come on man, you're being a little bitch. I'll be a little bitch. Why don't you lose my number? All right. The same thing of if someone jokes about me, like let's say someone jokes about me wanting to make a lot of money. Okay, if someone says like, fucking Rob here is, hey Rob, you a millionaire yet? Why are you making that joke? Dude, I just thought it was funny. It's not funny. Don't make that joke again. Dude, come on, don't be so serious. If you make that joke again, we're done. Do I make myself fucking clear? Okay, man, Jesus. Jesus isn't here. Jesus, I'm here. Okay, don't make that joke again. Okay. All right, buddy, cool. Like, come on, let's go get a drink. Let's go have a Pepsi. Let's go fucking, come on, it's okay. Let's break the tension. And that's the same lines of like, I need help. Because sometimes I'll talk to people and don't really realize how much, they might not realize how much you need help. They don't realize how much I need help. Help me. Help me is something I would say. If I need help. It's not a chance for help. All right. But someone would be like, all right, I'm like, no, you don't understand. Like, you need to fucking, like I had a fight to go to AA. I had to fight. I had to literally be like, no, I need to go to this. Okay, I heard about this thing called DAPA. I need to fucking go to it. There's some people that hate it. They're like, oh, I don't want to do this stupid shit. Fuck this shit. I'm gonna get just the fucking pathetic things I've heard. People are forced to go to DAPA, and you know, I heard some people be like, nah, you know, I'm about to go on vacation. I want to drink on vacation. I'll do the AA after that. Oh, you know, it's just weird shit. But it's like the same lines of that. Like, I gotta really like be like, you know, no, you need to help me. So don't be afraid to ask for help. Fuck rock bottom. It could always get worse. So make the most of what you got now.